Princess Sophia invited some friends round to play. Princess Penelope and Ruby arrived together in the Hello Kitty train. Penelope rang the doorbell and Sophia invited them in. Soon after, Mummy Pig drove Peppa and George to the palace. "Hello, Peppa and George," said Sophia, and in they went. The palace was fantastic on the inside. "Let's go in the garden," suggested Sophia. "I can show you my animals." So excitedly, they all rushed off. Except George. He could smell something delicious. There was a plate of cookies just left on the table. He climbed up on the chair, then onto the table and took them. He sat down and ate the entire plateful. Nobody had even noticed as they were all having fun in the garden. Queen Miranda then came in to see if anyone wanted anything. "George, what happened to the plate of cookies?" she asked. "I'm sorry," he muttered. "They looked so delicious, I couldn't help myself." "Oh, George, you are naughty. Come on, let's make some more for the girls." After a while, the girls returned from the garden. "Would anyone like an iced bun?" asked Queen Miranda. "I thought we had cookies," said Sophia. "No, we didn't have any cookies, did we, George?" No, he replied. So everyone took a bun. Well, almost everyone. "George, don't you want one?" asked Peppa. No thanks. I'm actually quite full."
Peppa Pig and her family were on their holidays. They were staying in a villa by the beach. "We're going to have a barbecue today," said Daddy Pig, "and we've got some special friends coming over to join us." Peppa and George were excited. They decided to go on their dune buggy while Daddy Pig lit the barbecue. "This is fun," said Peppa. Not too far away, Minnie Mouse and Mickey Mouse were getting ready to catch the Mickey Mouse Express train to take them to the beach. They'd been invited to a barbecue. The train arrived and off they went. When they arrived at the beach, Daddy Pig greeted his friends. Peppa and George came running to see them. "Come and play with us," they said. Daddy Pig told Peppa and George not to go too far away because they were starting to cook the food. Mickey and Minnie went to the water's edge, but nobody noticed George slip away. George was in the dune buggy, but he'd never driven it before and couldn't actually reach the steering wheel. Suddenly there was an almighty splash as the buggy went right into the sea. Everybody looked to see what caused the splash. "George, are you all right?" said Daddy Pig. "Yes," said George, "just a little stuck." Mummy Pig suggested they get Grandad Dog to pull the buggy out, and Daddy Pig went to call him. Grandad Dog had a sleepy garage in a sleepy town and was very pleased to help. It didn't take him long to get there. He backed his truck into position, attached the hook to the buggy and got ready to pull. The buggy moved easily and was soon back on the sand. "Thank you," said George. Daddy and Mummy Pig went to see if George was all right. He promised not to drive the buggy again on his own. Daddy Pig thanked Grandad Dog and asked him if he wanted to join them for some food. He agreed. Daddy Pig gave everyone a burger and they enjoyed the rest of the day on the beach.
Peppa Pig and her brother George met Rosie and her friend Raggles at the playground by the beach. "Who wants to go on the roundabout?" said Raggles. "Me!" they all shouted. They went so fast that when they got off, they were all dizzy and fell over. "Let's go on the slide," said Rosie. "No, George, not backwards." "This is the new swing," said Rosie. "It looks just like the one in your television show, Rosie," said Peppa. Rosie started, slowly at first, but then got the swing really moving. "My turn," said Peppa. "I'm fed up watching," said George. "Oh, just watch me," said Raggles, and he jumped on the swing. He got it going very quickly. When it was George's turn, he couldn't reach the seat. George asked Raggles if he wanted to play with his boat on the pond. Rosie and Peppa then played on the other swing. At the pond, the ducks got in the way of George's boat. How about a ride in my buggy? Said George. It's just over there on the beach. I'd like that, said Raggles. At the beach, Raggles asked George if he knew how to drive the buggy. I've done it before, said George convincingly. That's okay then, said Raggles. So they got in. I'm ready, said Raggles, and off they went. Wow, this is fun, said Raggles. The buggy then hit some stones. They went straight into the sea. What was that splash? Asked Rosie. George and Raggles were stuck. Peppa and Rosie arrived. Oh, not again, George. I'll get Grandad Dog. Shortly after, Grandad Dog turned up in his tow truck. Can you get George and Raggles out of the sea, please? Asked Peppa. Of course, said Grandad Dog. He backed up to the water's edge and attached his hook. Thank you, said George. The tow truck quickly pulled them ashore. Thank you, Grandad Dog, said George and Raggles together. George, I told you last time you crashed that you're really too small to drive the buggy. Sorry, said George, I won't do it again. Well, at least no one's hurt, said Grandad Dog, and he left. Rosie said goodbye to Peppa and Raggles said goodbye to George. And they left for home in Thomas. Peppa and George left in Percy.
Once upon a time, Prince George arrived home after a day of exploring. "Hello dear," said Mummy Pig. "How was your day?" "It was fantastic," he replied. "And look what I found." And he can fly too, so he demonstrated. "So, Mummy, can I keep him?" "Sorry, George. He's far too dangerous to keep. Take him back to somewhere safe." So a sulking George flew the dragon away. He didn't want to lose his dragon, so he hid it nearby. "Nobody knows you're here, so you've got to be quiet and behave, and if you hear me whistle, come right away. Understand?" The dragon nodded and George went home. Unfortunately, the dragon had other ideas. Peppa then arrived home and noticed the burnt truck. "There's a burnt truck out here," she said. "Do you know anything about it?" "Uh-oh," said George, and he whistled. "I told you to get rid of the dragon, George," said Mummy Pig. "Don't worry, I will this time," he replied. "You could take him to Dragon Island," suggested Peppa. Everyone thought this was a good idea. The dragon was really happy there. Suddenly, George woke up. It had all just been a dream, he thought. Or had it?
"Good morning, everybody," shouted Peppa. It was another school day with their teacher, Madame Gazelle. Peppa loved school. They were waiting for their friends, Zoe and Pedro, who they went to school with. When they arrived, Mummy Pig said goodbye and they started their short walk to school. On the other side of town, at the Ponyville schoolhouse, the teacher, Cheerily, was preparing her classroom for the day's lessons. But today was going to be very different from a usual day. Peppa and her friends arrived at the school, but it was closed. Miss Rabbit then appeared and told the children that their teacher, Madame Gazelle, wasn't feeling very well, and today they were going to be taught at the Ponyville schoolhouse by Cheerily. Miss Rabbit then gave all the children an apple to take with them. She heard that Cheerily liked apples. James arrived to take Peppa, her friends and their apples on the journey across town. Arrived, they said hello to Cheerily and then went to sit down. They all gave Cheerily an apple, except George, who said that he was sorry, but he'd lost his apple. Actually, George ate it as they were getting off the train. He'd felt hungry. Cheerily began her lesson. After a while, it was time for a break, and they went straight to the slide and swing, although they were all a little bit too big for the swing, except George. Cheerily had a lovely meal of apples. Break over, and they sat down again for more lessons. Then school had finished. They all thanked Cheerily for teaching them, and George confessed that he hadn't lost his apple. He'd actually felt quite hungry and eaten it. "Don't worry," said cheerily. "I had 3 apples and I feel quite full." James left for the trip across town and dropped them off at the playground by Peppa's house. They'd all had a great day, but wanted a quick play before returning to their homes.
George loved his new music player he got for Christmas. He was always dancing to his very loud music. "George, would you please turn down the music? It's giving me a headache," shouted Mummy Pig. "OK, sure," said George as he carried on dancing. It wasn't just Mummy Pig that was getting annoyed with the music, but everyone in the village. His music was so loud he couldn't hear the angry crowd outside his house. They even knocked on his door, but he still couldn't hear them. "Right, something needs to be done," said Queen Elsa. "He needs to learn a lesson. Let's call in the superheroes. They'll know what to do." Soon, the superheroes arrived at the house. "We have a plan," they said. "How about we move his house to teach him a lesson?" So Iron Man got ready to lift the house. "What's happening?" cried a panicking George, quickly turning off his music. And soon the house was sinking underwater. Then all of a sudden Iron Man appeared. "George, do you know why we have done this?" "It's because everyone in the village is annoyed with your loud music. So we moved your house away. Just because you like your music loud doesn't mean everyone else likes it. Do you understand?" I do. I will never play music loud again," said George. "George, it's all right to play loud music, but only for a short time. Otherwise people will get annoyed. Have you learnt your lesson?" "Yes, I have." "That's good," said Iron Man. And with that, the house was moved back to the village and everything returned to the way it used to be. Thank you for watching our video. We hope you liked it. To see more, click on any of these clips, and if you haven't already subscribed, then why not do it now? See you soon!